What happens when we erase our differences? Tired of being bullied because how different his teeth are, Timmy Turner made a wish. What if everyone looked exactly the same? This way he can't be made fun of, since everyone are equal. But soon he'll understand the importance of individuality and the cruel human nature.
Everybody in the world's exactly alike, and those creeps still think they're better than everyone else.
It's a normal day. Chester and AJ hiding in a bush because they're playing Timmy ball. When they come out, he hits them with an insane double headshot on those nerds, which looks they're having fun playing outside, touching grass, but I'm sure they'll have more fun playing with an iPod while watching reels at the same time. Suddenly Timmy hits the ball too hard and ends up inside this terrifying backyard. The boys warn Timmy he is their worst nightmare, a mean dentist, and immediately flee the scene scared, leaving little bro alone. Timmy without hesitation enters the property, even though outside there was a sign on the fence that especially said keep out. Inside there are a lot of teeth decorations because that was exactly what the backyard needed to make it look good. That or maybe a gardener to that yellow and dry lawn. Timmy is suddenly caught with a teeth trap, and thanks to this he's discovered by the evil dentist, who gives him a quick dental analysis and also teases him for his hideous teeth, to which Timmy, offended, mentions that he only wants his ball back. The ugly man pulls out a big no, since according to him, only people with perfect teeth like him can have a ball like that. This makes Timmy question if there's really someone with those perfect teeth. With this we're introduced to his son, who, as we can appreciate here, he also has early alopecia. Now I get it, they're just compensating. With that, we are presented the first idea of the episode, where individuals with certain features or attributes that are associated to something good or desirable will feel in the position of deserving more than those who lack said attributes. That is just plain human nature, or even nature in general. You try to assert yourself as the Sigma Alpha dominant king, even if it's an adult with a whole ass dentist degree and an ugly song. Timmy, annoyed, mentions that their teeth aren't that great, but they tell him, don't be confused, silly boy. While he has dirty, crooked and rabbit teeth, they have already achieved perfect teeth, and every part of their house is the same, from their comb to their dog, who also looks fucking ugly, but I must admit they have better teeth than me. Back home, Tim is quite dismayed. They really got him feeling insecure, and now he's analyzing his teeth at every moment, and his godparents question him that if he wants another ball, why doesn't he just wish for one? Timmy responds that it's not about the ball itself, it's about them being mean to him for his silly teeth. Meanwhile, his parents, as competent as always, with her mom cooking a pink flamingo casserole that crumbles gray, and they will end up ordering Chinese food anyway, and the dad being so attentive to his son.
Oh, son, can I have some of that salt you're whispering to?
Sure.
Thanks, son.
After that, Timmy enters the room furiously while Cosmo tells him that his dad should be careful with his sodium intake. Timmy's mad since he's being teased because his teeth are different than Bender's, and suddenly he even gets his own room vandalized by those nerds, which causes the straw that breaks the camel's back. Feeling even more distressed, and like many kids and even adults, he comes to a conclusion that feels logical. If no one can be different, then no one can be made fun of. Truth is, Timmy realizes that differences cause conflicts, and that those will not happen if everyone was the exact same. It's a reflection of how we often mistake sameness for safety. It's easier to hide in the crowd than to risk being the one who's targeted. But by doing so, the episode poses a dark implication. Is that worth the cost of identity? But still, he doesn't know that. So he wishes everyone in the world look exactly the same, and suddenly the world becomes grayscale, indistinct and deeply boring. People lose themselves, their faces, their color, until they're reduced to identical gray blobs. Camera reminds me of that episode of also the Fairly OddParents, where the Pixies just turn everything corporate, gray and just plain boring, and how that is literally happening right now with the world. Everything is losing personality and soul, and now we have undeniable truth that the Pixies actually won. Like, bro, look at this shit and tell me this garbage wasn't made by a pixie. Now everyone being the same, Tim is excited to see Bender's face when he sees he's exactly like everyone else. The only problem is Cosmo and Wanda no longer know who is and who isn't Timmy, and they keep running into the same guy, Chad, while they ask if any of those gray blobs is their silly goose. And at the Fairly world, everything is a mess. All the fairies are spawned in the same place, and nobody knows why they are suddenly there.
That's weird. weird, because we were just granting a wish that everybody in the world looked exactly the same as everybody else.
The big boss Jargon Strangle is strangling them and also explains that the fact everyone is the same means they don't know who is who, so they can't find their kids. Wow, who would have thought? Causing the fairies to enter a state of accumulated magic and then making them explode into unicorn shit everywhere. So Timmy's wish must end and Cosmo will probably sleep on the couch tonight.
Oh no, Cosmo! Ah, just goofing with you, baby. Let's go.
All of this makes me think how the fairies that represent dreams, hopes, creativity, self-expression and many things like that are basically just dying when a world with no differences is the reality. There is no space for fantasy in this supposedly idealistic reality. Even though that's my idea and none of that was probably intended, yeah, sometimes I do sound like I smoke too much crack. While Tim is outside playing with his ball, while it's raining, which doesn't sound that fun to be honest, a blob asks him if he wants to play Bob Ball. So Timmy replies he only plays Timmy Ball. Since everyone is the same, there's nothing known more than the World Ball. And I ask myself, what, did all the umbrellas also disappear? Why are they playing ball outside in the rain? Frustrated, Timmy made the same mistake and he throws the ball over the same garden, excited to rub in their faces that they all are exactly the same. However, the benders still claim to be the grayest and blobbiest.
But everyone is exactly alike!
That's where you're wrong, little not that gray boy.
Here's where the episode gets truly clever. Even in this equal world, new social hierarchies immediately emerge. The racist bastards quickly declare themselves superior and start mocking Tim's shape, demonstrating that discrimination finds a way, even when there's supposedly nothing left to discriminate against, and how, sometimes, it isn't based on visible traits. It's just rooted in the human desire to dominate, to feel special, to control. Even though they actually look the same, someone will always try to stand on top, and that's the cruelty behind our nature. Tim, after realizing how useless was that, he decides to look for his fairies to unwish this wish. Meanwhile, Cosmo just explodes, and Wanda has to find Timmy before she also explodes, and they can't redo this effect. Inside the house, Timmy tries to find a way for his godparents to differentiate him in this grey world where everything is just shades of grey. Timmy's parents still continue being their goofy selves, which means his mom's absolutely terrible cooking skills are intact. And the dessert she made ends up falling apart again. But instead of turning grey, now the cake turned pink. Because negative times negative gives positive, I guess. Now this actually can be seen in an interesting way. We see how a smile is formed in his face after the realization that no matter how hard he tries to change people's external appearance, our differences are what makes us who we are. No matter if these are internal or external traits. That's why his parents continue being goofy and the benders continue to be nerdy racist. Both scenes where the little mamacita is cooking are shown to represent this idea with contrast. Let me explain. Initially, when they were normal, the pink cake turns grey, which could represent how that his mom is supposed to know how to cook, and the cake turned grey, showing how this particular trait of her could be seen as bad or an imperfection. However, when they are blobs, this changes. It's the same exact scene, only they look different. The same cake, but now it doesn't turn grey, but it acquires color. These contrasts show how imperfections are not something negative, but as an essential part of life, showing how everyone's unique and being different is what brings color and uniqueness to life. Now with the hideous casserole as his silly cap, he hopes his godparents can find him. He searches through the entire city, making everyone notice he's different, which doesn't sit well with the crowd. Wanda is about to explode, and Tim is about to be lynched like it's the 50s. Just in time, Timmy manages to wish the world was back to normal, which gives back the color and beauty to this. Although Wanda wasn't safe from becoming magical vomit. Later the boys are boring sitting on the sidewalk, to which the big mommy appears to save the day. Timmy says Bender won't give back the ball because he doesn't like his teeth. So she goes to try reason with him. Bender is bullying another poor crooked teeth guy. Timmy's mom then hits the short guy with a strong ball hit, which pulls out his dentures, which shows that perfection doesn't really exist, and also bullies his ass for being too short. And here's where the best reflection of the episode comes. Not tired of bullying the dentist, she starts bullying the boys who are chased by the beautiful psychopath. Loving how the spirits are high, also plays Wanda ball, but instead of using a ball, she's using a cinder block, showing us the best reflection of the episode. And that's, no matter if you have silly teeth, you're short, or you don't know how to cook, what makes this world colorful and fun is, and will always be, bullying. Thanks for watching.